Alright, sorry, I just had a quick disruption, but back to the demo review. So your team's pushing into B. Checking angles, the demo's a little bit glitched. Kill that guy, eat out of doors. I mean, neither here nor there. I mean, it's not a terrible decision. Just end up getting lucky. I mean, honestly, your teammate probably should have been watching doors while you guys are doing that. But alright, now it's the good round. You buy an AK. Good shit. I would suggest buying an extra flashbang. I mean, you have the money. Just because flashbangs are so useful. I love flashbangs. Let's see, pushing slow into B tunnels. I really don't like this decision. I don't know if you're queuing with anybody in this game, but if so, then maybe it was the team's call. I'm not sure why, but for to have two people go tunnels. If not, going two people tunnels while three push long with the bombs probably not the best. One person in tunnels is good for cutting off rotates, being a lurker, like you're kind of doing right now. But two people going, a bit excessive. I personally would have preferred if you pushed with your team. Because again, this is one of those situations where you guys had the man advantage, but because you guys weren't defending site, like you're risking the loss, and it pretty much looks like you lost this. Like this round's gone. Yeah. So it's definitely one of those situations where you need to be playing defensively. You should never have more than one lurker unless you have a specific strategy for it. And right there, that strategy kind of fucked you guys in the ass. If anything, I would have preferred if those three people went long and you pushed cat and you had a lurker in B tunnels. So just be aware of that, because what happened there was you were lurking and then your team just like died and one pushed off of site, and then you were in a 2v2, your teammate died and you're in a 2v1. So I understand you want to be lurking, but you need to be more impactful with the way you lurk, because lurking already is such like a terrible position to be in for your team to win objectives, because you're not there with them at all. So while you're lurking, you need to make the most out of it, right? If you're lurking and your team, if you're lurking and your team just gets the bomb down, you can't stay forever in tunnels, like. So while you're sitting here waiting for that rotate, it honestly would have been better after they got the bomb down to just start moving down mid and clearing out these angles, right? You can be using your flashbangs. I don't think you used any of your grenades that round. You can be using your flashbangs to set up in here, and at the very least, if you put pressure in here with a flashbang and challenge somebody, but they just run away and stay alive, now they have to worry about, all right, well, I can't go mid, so that means I'm gonna have to go here unless I want to challenge him. So now you're tunneling these people through mid, because there's only three ways in the A site, right? Cat, CT to ramp, or long, right? So obviously you're not gonna go long because they're in this area. If you make your presence known right here, then this is completely blocked off to them, and now the only way is to go here, and your teammate can take advantage of that. So just when you're lurking, take more advantage of your positional advantage, because they don't know where you are, and you can start. If you're going to lurk, I don't really suggest lurking in general in solo queue, but if you are going to lurk, you need to be you need to make your role super impactful by either getting multiple frags, because if you're lurking, you need to be getting 1 or 2 kills on the rotate, and you also need to be cutting off choke points for the team, because they're worried about you. Let's see. This round got 9k. Lemonhead bot. You guys should probably be saving, since you can't really buy for everybody. Yeah. So pretty much everyone except for Lemonhead got the memo. You guys are pushing into B tunnels. I don't like this personally. This as a general play. I don't like playing it slow with Tech 9s and Deagles. I think there's no point. Because I think if you're going to be going B with Tech 9s, if you're going to be going this route with Tech 9s and Eagles, you want to be pushing this fast, alright? Because the more time you sit around B tunnels, and especially because your friend got a kill here, the more time it's going to get people to get set up for this B take. Like, there's already somebody here and here. If you had just pushed into it, they might not have been in position already, and you could take advantage of that. And also, keep in mind, pistols will always be better if you're at close range than they are at distance, right? So rather than taking these types of fights, you need to be using smokes and flashes. Just maybe smoke off this or something so you can, or flashing up here, so you can be right in their face, be at this distance, right? Be at this type of distance, so that way you have a chance at killing them. A Tech 9 at this distance is so remarkably inconsistent that there's almost no reason to take that fight. So when you're pushing into B, I know it's scary because your teammates weren't doing it, but sometimes you just gotta bite the bullet and go in and try and get an entry frag, and you're probably gonna die. That's just the entry frag's job, is to get in there and try and get something done, because the entry frag will most of the time die, and you just kind of have to put up with that. Um, Especially in a situation like that where no one's clearly going in, someone has to step up and be the entry fragger, or else this happens, right? This scoreboard happens, right? Because for a good Eagle round, you either want a bomb plant or 3 kills. One of those two, maybe even both. But this right here is not a good starting point. You need to be entry fragging into there if your team isn't stepping up, and just take the death, right? Because at the very least you die, and then your teammate can trade a kill maybe, or something like that. The idea is you want a bomb plant ASAP. So when you're holding the bomb, when your team's holding the bomb and tunnels just doing nothing with it, you're basically just handing the round to the CTs. And we'll go ahead and skip to the next round actually. Alright, so you should probably be dropping for Keep Calm and Chevon. Alright, you drop for Lemonhead. You probably should have dropped for your bomb carrier. You had the nades and the money for it, so. Your team decides to push cat. You're following behind. So this is definitely one of those things that comes up a lot in demo reviews, not just mine, but in general. And this happens a lot under DMG, right? And the one of the biggest problems with people under DMG is pacificity, right? I'm not even gonna end up spelling that out, but the idea, like the point is, when you're terrorist side, CT you can get away with this because you're defending a bomb, but T side you need to be going in, right? Your objective is to get to a site and get the bomb down. That's how the game works. And when your teammates are pushing cat, and you're just kind of like taking your time around mid. You put your team in like a 3v3 or something like that, where they had to take a site by themselves without you, and taking a site with 4 people is so much better than taking a site with 3 people, right? And then your team just gets obliterated, and you come out like last, and you get demolished. Again, you only need 1 lurker. I think you had like somebody beat tunnels or something like that. You don't need to be sitting around mid. You need to be getting onto site with your teammates. Because yeah, I mean, if you hung around here, maybe you can get some kills from people coming there, or like coming through tunnels. But ultimately, killing these people will in no way affect the round, right? Yeah, you get 2 kills to your scoreboard, but bomb still doesn't get planted. You still lose the round, regardless. So, you need to be with your team and making the most out of your time as a terrorist. As a counter-terrorist, all you have to do is delay as much as possible and then defend the site. As a terrorist, you have to use time you have to be able to work with time and get the bomb down in the amount of time that you have, or otherwise you lose, right? So you need to be pushing in the site with your team. Next round. Whoops. And That's not you. That's you. Alright. You guys can buy... Oh, God. Bodner bought a PP Bazone. Not even gonna comment on that one.
Let's go, my friends.
I think pretty much everybody understands why that's wrong. If you don't, he has a ton of money, and Bazone is just terrible against armor. It takes like 7 to 8 hits to kill somebody with armor. Without armor, it's wonderful, but otherwise. And you just got knifed by your teammate, I think? I don't know, somebody got knifed by their teammate. I don't know. I'm confused. It's in here, watching the window. Nice. Okay, yeah, pushing up in it. I thought you were gonna look in the window, which I wouldn't suggest with 15 HP, but I agree with this decision here. And this round gets pretty boring. No flash in the sight. Nice. Alright, you're in a 2v2 here. No reason to peek. No reason to peek. You have 15 HP. Yeah. When you have 15 HP and bomb down in a 2v2, got somebody here, and you're here, there's no reason to peek out and look at this guy. Because, I mean, you have 15 HP, dude. If he even sees you, he can just throw a grenade and you're dead, right? You might as well just sat in here and then just defended bomb. This guy comes in here, kill him. Or if that guy doesn't even come from here, he goes for the defuse, then you peek out and kill him. No reason to risk your life just to try and maybe get a kill in tunnels when you have 15 HP. And they won the round. Just gonna go ahead and skip through this here. Alright, good Xbox smoke. Haven't seen that one. Oh, so that guy's head, but you didn't recognize it. I mean, you just gotta be looking for those spots. I know it's not very common. It's kind of a dumb spot, but you still gotta keep an eye out for them. They can get a cheeky kill on you. Okay, AK. Right here. Especially in the B, no problem. You get 2 kills at the start. Alright, now you're in a 4v3. And one of your teammates is flanking all the way from A. So all you need to do here is delay the push. That means you should be using your smokes and your flashes and your HE, which you're not, which I think is another problem that you have. And the one problem there is, I mean, in that position, you're supposed to be the guy watching tunnels, and you just weren't, so, yeah. You know what, let's skip to CT side. I'll go ahead and start from there. There we go. I mean, you're not doing terrible this game. You're not doing amazing, which is what I prefer for a demo review. However, B still got a glitchy demo, but whatever. Alright, so you're holding at barrels. Thing. Teammates call that it's cat. Lemonhead gets 2 good kills. And then you go from CT, which is totally okay. Alright. So, the thing about USPs, and I'll also, in the description and in the Reddit thread, I will link to you the video that I'm talking about. There's a video that specifically goes over, by VuCSGO, that goes over how to play pistol rounds. And with the USP, the reason why the USP at the moment is just in general better than the P2K is because it has better accuracy when standing still. Now you wide peek that, which is already a problem, but you should be holding like an angle, right? You need to be holding something where you can fall back to cover, because standing out in the open against a Glock is not a good idea, because they're just gonna spam and hope for a headshot, and it might just come true and you might be fucking destroyed, and then you can't do anything. So, and you especially probably should wait for your teammates. There's no reason to rush. You got 45 seconds, 35. I can't remember. 35, 45. You need to be waiting with your team, and then make it a 3-on-3, right? Make it a little bit more even, and then maybe when they're focused on cat, that's when you swing around, and that's when you get some kills. So I'm already starting to see a little bit of a trend in your gameplay, and I think maybe that's why you have a hard time ranking up or keeping your rank. See, all right. Well, it doesn't even look like they're gonna bother to go B, but I'll end this here. Um, so I'm probably gonna cut out the middle part where there's the 3 rounds where they don't even go B and there's really nothing you can do. So what I've decided is your main problem, and it's become a big pattern, is that your objective decision making needs some work. There was times when you should have been pushing onto site with your team to get the objective down. There was times where defending the bomb, you were peeking out instead of just playing the bomb, and there was times when you just weren't playing objectively. So I would say there's a lot of videos about this. I would suggest watching videos by Adren and Vu, CS:GO. Um, they talk a lot about. They have a lot of videos about how to play in late, late game situations, or just how to play in general objectively, which I think would be very helpful for you. But I think the reason why you're having troubles improving is because you got to MG2 by having good skills, but to get you over the bar into MGE and staying there and into DMG is that you just need to work on your decision making for playing the objective, right? And also you need to be using your grenades. You buy them a lot, you hardly ever use them. Um, and I mean it's gonna help you in with that objective mode. I mean so when you're T side, first off, you need to be pushing with your team, which was a problem that you had earlier when they're pushing into A side from cat and you just weren't with them. You need to be pushing with your team, and if you're like further in the back, if you're third, fourth person going in, you should be flashing. You should be letting your team know, hey, I'm gonna flash in, look away, flash into sight for them. You need to be smoking off areas where the CTs to cut off their retakes and delay it as much as possible. And when you're CT side, you need to be using your nades to delay the T push as much as possible. Excuse me. So definitely start using your grenades more. You buy them almost every round, which is good. Problem is you're not using them at all. Like at the very least, smoke out B tunnels right here in this position you're in. At least smoke out B tunnels at the beginning of the round, at the very least, or just throw an HE in there at the beginning of the round or something, right? Um, you need to be using those grenades more efficiently, and just start working on playing the objective more. There's times where you had bomb down, but you were peeking out with 15 HP. There's times where you were pushing with your team, um, and there was times when you were lurking, where you should have been, working more towards the bomb site, and you gave the other team a free defuse. So I would say just work on that. Your CT side was really just more of like the other team manhandling your team, and they weren't really coming to B side. That's why I decided to add out those last couple rounds. So more the T side. T side is definitely the side that a lot of people have problems on, just because they aren't willing to go in there and possibly take that death for the objective to be down. I know that's like annoying to have to deal with, but sometimes you need to be the entry fragger, and sometimes you just need to take that headshot. Sometimes you just need to walk in, and there's nothing you can do, and you're gonna get a sniper bullet to the face, and you just kind of have to deal with it, because you need to do something for your team, and you need to be entry fragging. If like there's if no one is an entry fragger, winning the round becomes infinitely harder. All right, so just start working on playing more objectively, and I mean you're gonna improve. You just got to start studying up on how to play objective more carefully. Start looking at how to push sites, how to entry frag, and how to play late round situations more effectively, and you'll start improving. So have a good day. Keep improving. You're gonna make it to MGE, and you're gonna stick around there. I wouldn't take it too much to heart that you drop back down. I've been in that situation before. But just realize that that's the game that you're good enough to be right on the edge, but you're gonna need to improve to secure your spot in there. Um, I mean, I have a friend who dropped down from MGE 4 or 5 times in the past month, and now they're at DMG. So don't take these G ranks too close to heart. Just keep improving, and I promise you, you'll get to those higher ranks. Peace.